Hi, and welcome back to my series on credit card for international students. So today we're going to be talking about the best credit cards, in my opinion, for international students coming to Canada. So what I did for this series was I took a look at some of the credit cards that we have for students in Canada. And for international students, I looked at cards with no annual fees. I also took into consideration possible lower interest rates and cards that do reward students for using the card. One thing I found out that there is no lower interest rates for international students. Unfortunately, what you'd have to do is you'd have to build enough credit history and have a good credit score in order to get those interest rates. But it's possible to have cards with no annual fees, and that can give you rewards for spending the funds as well. And so another thing I looked into is to see what rewards are possibly best for international students. And one of the things that I took a look at was things that you can save on. So cards that give you cash back. So if you buy a lot of groceries, you might want to cash back to purchase more groceries. Or you might be looking for travel rewards if you think that you're going to be traveling back and forth, especially if you're going to go visit your home country. And so based on these considerations, I was able to pull up 4 cards that possibly you could look into getting. So the first one is the BMO Cash Card. There's also the BMO AirMiles card. There's the CIBC Aeroplan Visa card for students. And there is the CIBC Dividend Visa card. So let's get into it. First of all, I'll talk about the BMO Cash Card and just a little bit of detail about what the card entails. So for the BMO Cash Card, what you get is really a cashback. And a cashback is just money back into your credit card based on what you've spent. So there's a percentage and interest rate that is calculated based on how you spend your credit card on purchases, and so that percentage is then given back to you. With the BMO Cashback card, you can get that cash back into your credit card or your checkings or savings account if you also have a BMO checkings and savings account as well. And what that does is reduces the payments that you have to make back to that credit card, or it gives you additional funds that you can play with in your checkings and your savings account. If you sign up for the BMO Cashback card, you get a 5% cashback for the first 3 months. And that cashback is based on your purchases on the account, not cash advance. So again, cash advance is when you take out money from your credit card or you do cash-like transactions on your credit card. So that won't count. The only things that will count are purchases, especially towards different items. After 3 months, you would get a 3% cash back for groceries or 1% cash back on reoccurring bill payments on the card, or 0.5% cash back on everything else. Now, I took a look at the terms and conditions of the BMO Cashback, and it shows that you get 3 and 1% cash back on your purchases up to a maximum of $500 per month. After $500, then you get a 0.25% interest rate. That's why it's always good to read the terms and conditions, everyone. So read the terms and conditions of your card so you know exactly what you're getting into. And with this, you can use those cash backs. Again, you can redeem it as long as you have a $25 minimum balance on the card. So if the percentage of your cash back adds up to $25, then you can redeem that amount. And that amount can go towards your checking, savings, or if you have an investor's account with BMO as well, and that you usually have to be a permanent resident for that. So for the BMO AirMiles, what you do is you earn what's called AirMiles. So AirMiles are really just points. AirMiles is from a loyalty company. It's called Loyalty One. And what you do is when you spend your credit card, you earn points towards purchasing various types of items. And so within that Loyalty One company, it's called AirMiles. So AirMiles are just points. And so you earn those AirMiles based on purchasing merchandise as well. Again, it can't be used on cashback. And so if you sign up for a BMO AirMiles card, which is usually a student card, You get 800 air miles when you sign up. And then you get 1 air mile for every $25 that you spend using that credit card. You get 3 times the air miles for every $25 spent if you use the card at a participating air miles partner. So there are thousands, okay, maybe not thousands, but hundreds of partners for air miles. And some of them include things like Amazon, Sephora, Expedia, Wealthsimple. There's also Disney Plus. There's Apple, there's Walmart, Etsy, Indigo. Some of them are online and some of them are in store. So you just have to be careful about where you are purchasing to get your air miles. And so if you use the credit card at these participating institutions, you get 3 times the air miles for every $25 spent. The best way to use this card is really to combine it with what's called an air miles card and to get double the points. So you get points on your credit card and points using your air miles card. So you sign up for air miles card with Loyalty One and you get double the points. The interest rate for both BMO cards are the same, so it's 19.99 for any purchases that you make and 22.99 for every cash advance that you use on the card. It's 21.99 if you're actually studying in Quebec or if you're residing in Quebec. So for the CIBC Aeroplan Visa card for students, when you are signing up, or if you do decide to sign up for that card, you get a 10,000 welcome point towards your credit card. And what they indicate is 10,000 welcome points is equivalent to a one-way trip for a short distance. So from somewhere from Toronto to New York. So you can imagine you'd have to accumulate a lot of money if you're making a very long distance trip and if you want a round trip as well. With that card, you also get insurance coverage for car rentals. So if you do plan to rent a car a lot in Canada, then you might want to look into purchasing or getting the CIBC Aeroplan Visa card. You get 1 point for every $1 spent on gas, groceries, Air Canada flights and vacations. One thing to note is that Aeroplan is connected to Air Canada, which is an airline based in Canada, and it's the biggest airline in Canada. You earn 1 point for every $1.5 spent on other purchases as well. So the best way to use this CIBC Aeroplan Visa card is to have an Aeroplan membership, as what happens is you earn double points with Aeroplan partners. So some of the partners include UPS, Budget Car Rentals, Home Hardware. There's also Sephora, Amazon, Apple, Etsy, Microsoft, and Nike. And there's hundreds others as well, very similar to Air Miles. And so what happens is you can book flight rewards with this card, and that's what this card is for. It's just for flights and maybe hotels, anything on Air Canada. So you can book flight rewards for less points than you would if you didn't have the regular membership. So it's of a good benefit to have both the Aeroplan membership and this card. So I want you to note that Aeroplan only works with Air Canada and its partners overseas, and not any other airline in Canada. So just keep that in mind if you want to get this card. There's also the CIBC Dividend Visa card for students. Now this is just a cashback card, just like the BMO Cashback. And if you sign up for this card, you get a welcome bonus of $30 after making a purchase within 4 months. You also earn 2% on groceries and up to 1% cash back on gas, transportation, dining, and reoccurring payments. And you also earn 0.5% on everything else. I also looked into the terms and conditions of this card as well. And so if you spend over $80,000 in a year or over $20,000 on certain items, your cash back percentage actually reverts to 0.5%. But really, what are the chances that you are going to spend up to $80,000 in a year? It's very low because your limit on this card is going to be maximum $1,000. So you're most likely not going to spend $80,000 on this card, or you just have to be really careful about it. And again, that's why it's good to read the terms and conditions, because you want to know these types of situations. And really, you need to read those terms and conditions to understand your card and how you use it. You will get cash back as well, and you can redeem that cash back whenever you want, but it can only be redeemed back to the credit card itself. And it's only as long as you have a minimum balance of $25 to redeem for cash back. So these are all really good cards to have, and it really depends on what your interests are, whether you want travel rewards or you want cash back. With the BMO AirMiles itself, you can also get merchandise purchase. I actually have the BMO AirMiles student card. I still have it, even though I'm a permanent resident and a Canadian citizen here. I still enjoy using that card because I love AirMiles itself. But I also think the CIBC Aeroplan Visa card would be really great for students that travel a lot. So just a caution about using reward cards. One problem is that they influence your spending habits a lot. So for instance, if you want to get a pair of sneakers either at Adidas or Nike, and Adidas sells them for a cheaper amount of price, but you have Nike, which gives you more points on your reward card. What can tend to happen here is that instead of going for the better deal at Adidas, you'd end up going to Nike just to earn points. And sometimes those points are not worth it for the price that you pay. So just keep that in mind when you are trying to earn rewards, that your spending habits do not change and do not cause you to spend more on items just because you're earning rewards. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Sign up for my waitlist for my upcoming workshop on avoiding $1,000 mistakes while studying in Canada. And for more about credit cards information, the link would be in the description below and also in the comment. If you have any questions or things you feel that I should discuss about credit cards, you should definitely put it down in the comments below. Thank you for watching.